For decades, American brands have ruled the world, especially in their neighbor to the north, Canada. We've all seen the iconic golden arches of McDonald's and the ever-present Coca-Cola cans everywhere, symbols of American culture. But what if I told you that Canadian consumers have quietly turned their backs on some of the most beloved American brands? And it's happening fast. This isn't just about products being less popular. It's a massive, silent shift in consumer behavior that could be the start of a much bigger rift. But why is this happening? Why are Canadians, once loyal to these brands, suddenly choosing something else? In the blink of an eye, iconic American brands like Walmart, McDonald's, and Coca-Cola are losing customers. And it's not because of price hikes or a few bad reviews. No, it's because of a bigger issue. It's about values. It's about connection. It's about trust. And here's the twist. This is not just about the decline of a few companies. This is a warning sign of something much more dangerous. If Canada, a country so closely tied to the US, is turning its back on us, what does that say about the future of American brands in the global market? 1. The Walmart disaster. Let's kick things off with Walmart. At one point, this retail giant was more than just a store. It was a way of life. With over 400 stores across Canada, it was practically everywhere. In the suburbs, the small towns, and the cities. You couldn't escape it. Walmart was king. But guess what? That reign is over. In the last year, Walmart has closed more than 8 stores in Canada, particularly in smaller communities like Calgary and St. John. And that's just the start. So why is this happening? The reason is not price. It's not even quality. The real issue is trust and values. Walmart used to represent a simple concept: low prices, convenience, and a sense of American familiarity. But now, Canadian consumers are walking away silently. There's no protest, no slogans, no big demonstrations. They just stopped shopping there. And here's the kicker. It's not because Canadians don't want to shop. It's because Walmart no longer aligns with their values. This isn't just a story about Walmart. This is a movement. Canadians are flocking to homegrown brands like Loblaws, Sobeys, and Metro. And let me tell you something. It's not because they're cheaper. It's because they're part of the community. You see, Walmart is seen as a symbol of over-Americanization, but local retailers are winning by actually connecting with their communities. They're putting people first, not profit. Can you feel the difference? This shift isn't about convenience. It's about human connection, sustainability, and ethics. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Local values are becoming a huge driving force. Canadians are saying, we don't need Walmart anymore. We don't need fast, cheap, and distant. We want quality. We want human connection. And this is just the beginning. 2. McDonald's decline. Let's talk about McDonald's, the Golden Arches. For decades, this was the place to be. Kids had birthday parties there. Families found quick meals. And McNuggets were a universal symbol of comfort food. But something is changing. Did you know that McDonald's revenue in Canada dropped by 12% in 2023? And in Quebec, it was even worse, a staggering 19%. Why is this happening? Let's break it down. McDonald's, once the symbol of American pop culture, is now being overtaken by health-conscious, sustainability-driven consumers. The once comforting smell of fries is now overshadowed by a growing dissatisfaction. Canadians are walking away not with protests, but with indifference. They're no longer excited for the same old menu. And let's be real, what happens when you lose that emotional connection? Here's the kicker. Gen Z is the generation growing up with McDonald's. They're the ones who grew up with McFlurries and Happy Meals. But now, even they're moving on. This generation is all about ethics, transparency, and health. They're asking questions McDonald's isn't ready to answer. Where does the beef come from? What's in the food? Is this brand doing enough for the environment? These are the tough questions that McDonald's is dodging. And this lack of genuine connection is costing them. They've been so focused on scaling, cutting costs, and automating that they've forgotten the human side of the equation. 3. The fall of Kraft and Heinz. Let's switch gears to Kraft Heinz, once the cornerstone of many Canadian kitchens. I'm talking about that familiar bottle of ketchup and those quick, convenient dinner boxes that were always just a shelf away. But today, these products are being pushed to the back. In fact, Kraft Heinz saw a 6% drop in sales in Canada in the first quarter of 2025. And guess what? It's not because of inflation. It's because Canadians are choosing local, organic, and clean foods. The idea of mass-produced, industrialized food no longer resonates with a generation that values transparency. What does this all mean for America? This is not just about the loss of market share, it's about a deeper question. Have American brands lost their connection to the values that once made them great? Is it about cheap products and convenience? Or is it about community, trust, and emotional connection? When brands like Walmart and McDonald's lose that connection, it's a sign that things are changing, and not for the better. American corporations need to ask themselves, what are we really selling? Are we just selling products? Or are we selling values? 4. Coca-Cola, the final frontier. Here's the most shocking example. Coca-Cola, the iconic American drink that represents summer, happiness, and celebrations. It's been a part of every American home for over a century. But now, it's quietly slipping away. Coca-Cola's market share in Canada has dropped by 9%. The youth are no longer choosing it. Instead, they're choosing local herbal sodas, organic sparkling water, and kombucha. They're looking for brands that reflect their values: health, sustainability, and transparency. And Coca-Cola's no longer it. So, what does all this mean for America? The truth is, these brands are losing not just market share, but the trust of a generation. And this isn't just a Canadian issue, it's a global issue. We are watching a cultural shift that could redefine how American brands interact with the world. What happens when even Canada, a country that has supported American brands for decades, starts turning away silently, one product at a time? If these brands fail to reconnect with the people they serve, we may be witnessing the slow but steady decline of American cultural dominance. This is a wake-up call for America. Are we ready to adapt and evolve? Or will we let the brands we grew up with fade away quietly? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts on the future of these American brands. Don't forget to hit subscribe. There's so much more coming your way.